Hi guys, Socially Awkward Katie here, and the reason I'm making this video is because I'm really bored and it's spring break and I have nothing better to do. And you might not find it that interesting, but I just thought I might as well talk to you about it since I think some of you will be able to relate to me. And so, anyways, yeah. So basically, I'm going to be telling you about my childhood. Well, not my childhood, but my elementary school years. I guess that counts as my childhood. I don't know what you would define as childhood, but I'm going to be telling you about some of the traumatic experiences I had in elementary school, and I think that some of you will be able to relate, like I said earlier. And basically, it's not that tragic. Don't think I was, like, bullied or anything. This has nothing to do. It's not actually that tragic. Well, I guess it kind of it is. If you consider not being able to eat cupcakes tragic, then yeah, it was pretty tragic. So basically, anyways, I have always been celiac, although my parents and I did not know that until, I think, about 5th grade? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 5th grade where I found out I was celiac. And then I think in like 7th grade, I found out I was also lactose intolerant, although I can still eat dairy and stuff. I just have to use these special kind of pills, and if I don't have them with me, then it's just too bad since I can't eat ice cream. If somebody has ice cream and they offer me ice cream and I don't have my pills with me. So yeah, basically you get the point of that. But basically, I remember in elementary school, people were constantly having birthdays. And people were constantly bringing in cupcakes that I could never eat. And I remember I had one teacher, and she was actually a really nice teacher, probably one of my favorite teachers I ever had in elementary school. But whenever someone would bring in cupcakes, there was one other girl who was celiac named Jenna. I can't remember her last name, but she was the only other celiac person in the class, and we would always get pencils. Yeah, that's right. Everyone else got cupcakes, and we had to eat pencils. Although, of course, we didn't actually eat them. Yeah, it was pretty sad. And then I remember once even, it was at the end of the year, and she had a party for everyone who hadn't brought in cupcakes. Like, it was like if your parents are too poor to bring in cupcakes to your class on your birthday, then have a cupcake, even though it's not your birthday, but it was, yeah, basically everyone who wasn't able to bring in cupcakes for their birthday that year got cupcakes. And I was one of those people who wasn't able to bring in cupcakes. And you know, you'd think that she would make gluten-free cupcakes, since, I mean, they're not that hard to make. I mean, they're not any more expensive. Well, I guess they're slightly more expensive. Like a box of gluten-free cupcake mix is like $1 more than regular cupcake mix, but still, it's only $1. And I mean, I remember that day, that moment, I was like, just so upset, and I felt so, like, just imagine everyone around you eating cupcakes, and you're expecting gluten-free cupcakes because your parents weren't able to bring in cupcakes that year for your birthday, and so you're hoping that your teacher was considerate enough to bring in cupcakes for you and that one other person who's also celiac, and their parents couldn't bring in cupcakes either because they were just too lazy to make them, I guess. And I guess maybe that was the case with my teacher, too. She was just too lazy to make them, since normally, you know, gluten-free cupcakes don't come pre-packaged. You have to make them. But, I mean, it was like, just, pencils are not the same as cupcakes. And, I mean, I just felt, like, so heartbroken at that moment. And I remember I even felt just so jealous of everyone else for getting a cupcake. All I had was a pencil. I took a cupcake, and I didn't eat it, but I licked the frosting off. And that was still a bad thing, because I knew it was a bad thing, because there are still crumbs that stick to the bottom, and so either way, you know, it's not, like, even if you're just eating the frosting, there's still the crumbs on the bottom, so it's still gonna affect you. But I remember I was just so jealous of everyone else eating their cupcakes while all I had was my pencil. I took a cupcake and I licked the frosting off, and I got horribly sick. And it was all my teacher's fault because she was too lazy to make gluten-free cupcakes for me and that one other girl whose parents weren't able to bring in cupcakes on her birthday. I'm sorry, I'm not actually crying. But yeah, it was a really tragic experience, and I hope that maybe some of you can relate to me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my tragic childhood story of not being able to eat cupcakes in 5th through 6th grade. And even now, in high school, when people bring in cupcakes, I still can't eat them, and it makes me very sad. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And by the way, this is kind of really random and doesn't really have anything to do with cupcakes, but it still has to do with gluten-free foods that are hard to come by. I was just wondering if any of you knew of any really good gluten-free ice cream sandwiches. It doesn't have to be lactose-free, just gluten-free, because I really love ice cream sandwiches, and I haven't had one in so long, and my dad just bought all these ice cream sandwiches, which of course aren't gluten-free, and it made me really sad. And so I was just wondering if any of you knew of like any really good gluten-free ice cream sandwich is. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Wow, this video was 6 minutes long. I'm sorry that took so long. I didn't realize that took so long. But yeah, anyways, I better end this now. Bye, guys.